All right, let's talk about something that is a genuine game changer for anyone who has to automate certificates, DNS-PERSIST-01. If you've ever been in the trenches with certificate automation, you know the pain points. And believe me, this is the elegant solution we have all been waiting for.
I mean, seriously, just think about it for a second. Are you completely over that constant dance of creating, waiting for, and then deleting DNS-TXT records every 60 days? If you're nodding your head right now, you are in exactly the right place, because we're about to put an end to that grind. Look, the standard DNS-01 challenge method is incredibly powerful. It's how we get wildcard certs and validate servers that aren't on the public internet. But let's be real. When you try to do it at scale, it becomes a massive operational headache. And here's exactly why. You end up with DNS API keys scattered all over your infrastructure, which is a security nightmare. Every single renewal is then held hostage, waiting for DNS to propagate around the world. If you have multiple servers trying to get a cert for the same name, they can literally overwrite each other's validation records. And in any large company, just getting a DNS change approved can be a slow, painful process. It's just constant friction. So what if we could just get rid of all that? All that recurring work every single time? Well, that is the core promise of DNS-PERSIST-01. It's a total game changer because it completely rethinks what validation means. And here's the big idea, the fundamental shift. We are moving away from a temporary proof of control that's good for a few minutes to a permanent, standing authorization that just lives in your DNS. You set it up one time and that's it, you're done. Okay, so this is what the record actually looks like. It seems pretty simple, right? But trust me, every single piece of the string is doing some critical, heavy lifting. So let's break down what's actually going on here. First off, the label itself. We're all used to seeing _ACME challenge, right? Well, that's gone. Now we use _validation persist. This is basically a universal signal to any ACME certificate authority that says, hey, this isn't a temporary token, this is a durable policy. Next up, you have to specify which CA is actually authorized to use this record. In this case, it's let'sencrypt.org. This means only Let's Encrypt can use it. If you wanted to authorize a different CA, you just add another record with their unique identifier. Simple as that. And this right here, this is the most critical part, the accounturi. This parameter links the authorization directly and exclusively to your specific ACME account. It's not just authorizing Let's Encrypt in general, it's authorizing the one specific entity that holds your account's private key. And yeah, this part is absolutely mandatory for a very good security reason. So let's just quickly remember the old grind, right? You ask for a cert, you get a token, you push a DNS update, you wait around for it to propagate, the CA validates, and then you get to do that whole dance all over again in 2 months. Every single time. Now look at the new way. It's just so much better. You set that one TXT record a single time. From that moment on, you just ask for a certificate. The CA sees your standing authorization and bam, issues the cert. Renewals? They just happen. Renew, with zero changes to your DNS. It's honestly beautiful. Okay, but all of this incredible convenience comes with a really important shift in how you need to think about security. We haven't gotten rid of risk here. We've just moved it. And it is absolutely critical that you understand where that risk now lives. So with traditional DNS-01, the main thing you had to protect was write access to your DNS zone, and the attack window was just a few minutes during validation. Now, with a persistent record, the most important asset you have is your ACME account's private key, and if that key gets compromised, an attacker can just keep issuing certificates for all of your authorized domains, for as long as that record exists. This brings us to what might be the single most important security takeaway. You must now treat your ACME account key with the same level of security and respect that a certificate authority treats its own signing keys. Because functionally, with this persistent power, that's what it has become, a key that can mint valid certificates for your domains on demand. It's a huge shift in responsibility. So this all sounds fantastic, but the big question is, when can I actually use it? The really good news is, this isn't just a proposal on a mailing list, it is real, and it is happening. And the standard gives you some really nice controls. By default, an authorization is only for the exact domain name, but you can add policy equals wildcard to make it cover all subdomains, which is amazing. There's also a persistUntil option to set an expiration date on the authorization itself, but a word of warning, be very careful with that one.
If you set it and forget about it, all your renewals are just going to start failing, maybe years from now, and you won't know why. And here is the official timeline. The CA/browser forum ballot for this, SC-088v3, has already passed. The IETF draft is adopted. If you're adventurous, you can test this right now against the Pebble Test CA. The big dates to watch are for Let's Encrypt. They're targeting late Q1 of 2026 for their staging environment, with a full production rollout targeted for Q2 2026. So yeah, this is coming up fast.
Okay, so knowing all of that, how do you decide if switching to this new method is the right move for you and your infrastructure? Let's quickly walk through a decision framework. You should absolutely be looking hard at DNS-PERSIST-01 if you're managing a ton of private internal servers, or if just getting a simple DNS change approved feels like an act of Congress in your organization. It is an absolute lifesaver for wildcard certs, and it's perfect if your goal is to get those powerful DNS API keys completely out of your renewal pipeline. On the other hand, you should probably stick with the classic DNS-01 for now if you have a strict internal policy that demands fresh proof for every single certificate. And, more importantly, if you haven't really hardened your security around protecting and managing ACME account keys, please hold off until you do. And of course, on a practical level, you have to wait until your ACME client actually supports it. And let's not forget the other options. If your servers are publicly accessible on the internet and you don't need wildcards, the simpler HTTP 01 or TLS ALPN 01 challenges are often still the easiest and best way to go. So that really brings us to the final question you need to ask your team. DNS-PERSIST-01 offers this incredible set-it-and-forget-it future for renewals, but it demands that you are ready to take on the new security responsibility that comes with it. Is your infrastructure ready for that trade?